chapter 15, verse 7, right, John. Now, if you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask wherever you wish, and it will be given you. Having His word in us, and we in Him. Just ask wherever you wish, wherever you wish, and it will be given you. Now, listen to this verse. Ask wherever you wish. I know when people read this verse, and me too, in the past when I teach about this verse, the way I teach is, let me tell you, the way to rephrase this verse is, ask according to God's will and it will be given you. Now, I will always rephrase it that way. In the past when I teach this verse, but today, I felt the Spirit came to me with this verse, and I would say first, there's nothing wrong with saying that. Ask according to God's will and it will be given you. Now, there's nothing wrong, but if you're going to rephrase it this way, it will deviate from the original meaning by a bit. It will deviate a bit from the original spirit of the verse. Because now, ask according to God's will. Okay, now, so what is God's will? So instead of focusing on what the verse says, you go to, God's will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By the time you dissect the will of God, you don't have the heart to trust God with your problem anymore. You get what I mean? Although I understand that learning the word correctly is important, but now I'm going to just tell you what this verse really means, in its true sense. If you read again, now Jesus is putting this verse in two parts. The first part is, you have the word in you, have my word in you, and you in me. What is this? This is basically becoming one with the Lord. Am I right? Becoming one in spirit. One in mind, heart and mind with the Lord. Second, wherever you wish, the second part is wherever you wish, wherever you are convicted about, passionate about, feel right about, just ask what you wish and it will be given you. Now, this is a bit different from ask according to God's will and it will be given you. You know what's the difference? Because when God mentioned this verse, He is trying to create one person, He and me and Him together, so that I think like Him, feel like Him, I have longing and desire similar to Him, and in that kind of state, wherever I think of, feel for, passionate about, will all bring glory to God. So wherever I wish, ask and it will be given. You get what I mean? Rather than, because I'm still me, myself, but because He's sovereign God, no choice, so Lord, so I cannot ask by my wish, so I have to ask according to your will. So what is your will? Okay, then ask according to. Now, it's less powerful that way. Verse is simply saying, no, you and I become one. My words in you, you in me. And everything that you feel for, desire for, it's my will. It's already my will. You will bring glory by asking for it. And you get what I mean? Rather than, I'm still myself, so now I have to forsake myself and then check your will, and ask. No, that's less powerful. Sometimes the verses that Jesus spoke about is powerful itself by its text. And we make sure we don't rephrase it till it lose its meaning or lose its power. I understand that sometimes we rephrase Bible verses, Now, I began to know one thing about Bible interpretation is when we rephrase Bible verses, we do it for the sake to make it understandable to people. We don't rephrase it to constrain God and in the end constrain our faith.